Welcome to this HTML and CSS tutorial. During this tutorial we will learn about web pages and how they are built using two primary languages, HTML and CSS. To do this, let's look at the example of a web page, the Code Avengers web page. This is a fantastic site that teaches you how to code in a whole bunch of languages, not limited to but including HTML and CSS. So this web page, it looks quite nice. There's quite a bit going on. As you can see, I'll just scroll down here. So lots of pictures, some colors, gradients, some cool little text boxes with little, I guess, speech bubbles coming out of them. This little slider thing going on here. Some photographs of people. So a really well put together website. Now this website itself, as I mentioned earlier, is built using two languages, HTML and CSS. HTML is responsible for all of the content on the web page, so all the text that appears, the pictures that are there, any headings and any bullet points. So if we looked at the Code Avengers page, this text that's put there using HTML. The images here, these little images, they're all put there using HTML. So think of HTML as being like the structure or being the bones of the web page. So the other language, CSS, this is used to style the web page, to make it look nice. So all of the colors on the web page are put there by CSS. The nice fonts that we use, the way in which the images and the text sit next to each other, that's all controlled using CSS. So if we look at the fact that we've got this kind of background image here that's faded out, that will be done using CSS. We've got this button here and it's kind of got this gradient that goes from orange to kind of like a red or a pink. That's controlled using CSS. These little kind of reviews here, they're sitting in a nice grid, and again that's controlled by CSS. So HTML for the actual content and CSS to style how that content looks. Just to give you an idea of what HTML and CSS are responsible, I've got a version of this page that has the CSS removed from it, so it's just the HTML, and that's this here. So this is what the Code Avengers webpage looks like with no CSS. So we can see some of these images. They're kind of similar to the images that we might see here. If I keep scrolling down, I can see that we've got some pictures here and some text, and those pictures and text are similar to these pictures and text. So this is just HTML. This is a web page made using only HTML with no CSS. And if I turn the CSS back on, of course, this is what it would look like. Finally, just to give you an idea of what HTML looks like, I've taken the code out of this web page, just the code itself, and displayed that separately. So this here is all the code that's used to build that web page. And there's probably, if we look carefully, there's a few things that we could kind of see that would be in that web page. So let's see if we can find something that that we might be able to see in the web page itself. So you can see it's all, at the moment it might look like a bit of gobbledygook to you, but we should be able to find something that looks similar to what we might see in the actual web page. So here we've got a tag that's H1, that's a heading tag. Now I can see some text here that says, learn to build websites, apps and games in a fun and effective way. Let's just zoom in on that a little bit. Cool. Learn to build websites, apps, games in a fun and effective way. Sitting inside these H1 tags. Let's see if we can find that on the actual website. Ah, there we go. Learn to build websites, apps and games in a fun and effective way. So this is the HTML that makes the web page. This is the web page itself without any CSS, so this is just the HTML. This is what's generated with this code. And then this is the website with HTML and CSS applied to it.